talking about big money and bad decisions and everything. Frank Reich got let go for the Carolina Panthers, and I could care less about the Carolina Panthers or Frank Reich. But the owner Tepper came out today and said, "Look, we need," and this is his third mid-season coaching firing since he bought the team in I think in 19. He said, I'm okay. I'm patient, but I need to see progress. So they went and they traded these draft picks and stuff to get trade draft picks and a number one receiver to get a top pick and draft what they thought was going to be the future quarterback. Well, also last year, what they did is traded McCaffrey. So they get rid of draft picks this year. They get rid of a clear number one wide receiver and one of the best running backs in football the last 10 years. And at what point did they think that all of those things were going to lead to success for this young quarterback? Brother Bill, make it make sense.
Well, Bryce Young doesn't have enough talent around him, one. Number two, if you look at where the Panthers have been since they lost the Super Bowl 50, so it's been, 7 years? If take away McCaffrey, the team has been non-existent offensively. And so I don't know. I'm not in the owner's head. I don't know what his plan for the team is. But clearly, without talent, they're going to continue to be at the bottom of the division, and they'll just be irrelevant. And I feel for the fans, because as a product that they're putting out there on the team, that's just not good. That's all I got.
Big Greg.
Well, like you said, it's a quarterback-driven league, so they had to try to get the quarterback. So they had to move up in the draft. So and that more was their draft capital. They had to get rid of. They had to give up that their wideout, the number one receiver, to move up to get the number one quarterback, which they thought was the number one, Bryce Young. As far as McCaffrey, McCaffrey's in the perfect situation, guys, with the 49ers. He's in the ideal situation. He was a good running back in Carolina, but he's not a workhorse. What they needed in their system, he had to be the workhorse. And he, as you notice, he stayed hurt all the time. He was always hurt because they always ran him to death. And where he's in the perfect situation where he don't have to carry the whole load, and he's dynamic. I ain't taking nothing from him. But he's not that guy that you're going to get, 25, 30 carries a game and game in and game out. Every now and then you might give him, a workload, but you can't. He's not going to do that for a full season, and probably no running back can. But so as far as that, he wasn't working out in Carolina, not for what they needed. So I could see them, and he was happy to get out of there. That thing just got to a stalemate right there. So that I ain't going to lay too hard on him. I think the biggest problem is, like you said, the coaching carousel. They keep on, you just can't keep getting rid of coaches, bringing in coaches mid-season, firing and stuff like that. So they need to settle in on their quarterback, their coach, and they just got to ride it out. They got draft picks next year. I think I'm looking at, they got like six draft picks. They only got like second through fourth and a couple of fifth and sixth round picks. Maybe they can package something together and move up a little bit. Plus they, But yeah, they gotta build through the draft, and then they gotta settle their coaching. You gotta find that guy, whoever it is, and then you gotta stick with him, and just go from there.
But if you're a coach and you're a good coach, you're not going to Carolina. Like, Carolina's only going to get an assistant coach that's like looking for like an opportunity, because I can't imagine. I mean, they paid big money to bring in Rule. Gone. They're bringing in probably not as big money to bring in Reich. Gone the first year. I mean, that can't be a situation where you're like, if I'm a coach, oh yeah, let me do this. Let me move my whole family and everybody to Carolina, and then if the owner's not happy, I'm gone. 12 to 16 months after getting hired. It seems like an awful situation for Bryce Young.
Well, I saw something in the news today saying that Greg Olson, who calls the games on Fox,
wants to coach.
Might be interested in the Panther job.
Right.
I have no idea why he would want to leave that gig on Fox and go to the Panthers.
Well, he's a legend over there.
What's that?
I said he's a legend in Carolina. He played, but he has no experience. That's the whole problem. He has no
Right.
coaching experience at all. So good luck with that.
Yeah, that's the dude they're gonna get. They're gonna get the tight end that is a commentator that wants to
Right.
coach. They're gonna, I mean, they're gonna get like Jeff Saturday kind of a coach.